Hi everyone, this is the lathe. This is how we take chunky pieces of wood and we make nice beautiful bowls and things like that out of them. So when you walk up to the lathe, the first thing you're always going to do is you're going to make sure you check yourself that you are tucking anything that would be loose. If you have loose sleeves, you either pull them up or make sure that they really are tight around the wrists. If you have long hair, you're going to want to make sure you pull it back in a low ponytail. After you've checked your clothing and everything and you know that that is appropriate for the lathe, the next thing we do is you would check your piece of wood. Now the piece of wood that you're going to use, you're going to put it on a face plate, that's right here. And I've attached that face plate to my headstock. And then I have pulled in my tailstock so it's nice and tight against the piece of wood. Now normally my piece of wood would actually be square right now, but I pull this guy in, and then I need to lock down all my levers. This one right here, this is my tool rest. So this is where my tools will actually sit on, and they will sit something like this right here. However, I want to make sure that my tool rest is approximately 1/4 of an inch away from that piece of wood. To be able to test that is to take a pencil that generally should be right here, and you need to make sure a pencil can fit into that space, but nothing else can fit into that space. And that means that your tool rest is close enough to your piece of wood. However, you always want to be concerned that if your piece of wood that you start off with is not already round, you want to be concerned with, as soon as you turn it on and it starts to rotate, that maybe a chunkier side would come forward and then hit your tool rest. So the easiest way to figure that one out is to actually rotate the piece of wood one entire time in order to make sure it's not going to hit that piece of, or the tool rest. So now that we know that my tool rest is 1/4 of an inch away from my piece of wood and then it's not going to come down and hit it, I'd be ready to go because all my, everything is locked down and nothing is moving, so it's nice and tight. So the next thing I would do is I would make sure that I grab my face shield. Now when you're turning, you are going to have a face shield on. You're also going to make sure that you have glasses on, so you're going to have both. Now the glasses are going to help the wood chips from not getting into your eyes, and then the face shield also helps with that, but its primary purpose is to make sure that if you accidentally throw this piece of wood from the lathe because you're new, that it doesn't come up and smack you against the face. So you are going to make sure that when it is time for the instructor to check you, that you have your face shield on, and it's going to be down when you're working. In this case, so that you can hear me, I'm going to lift it up. But at this point in time, I would call over the instructor, and what they would do is they would check all these certain points to make sure that the wood was secure. They'd make sure that I had my helmet on and that my clothing was appropriate. At that time, they're also going to teach you how to hold your tools on the tool rest before you get started. So they'll give you all that kind of instruction. Now, when you're done finally turning your bowl and you have this gorgeous bowl, what you would do is you'd make sure you turn everything off, and then you are going to clean up the mess yourself. So your job after turning something on the wood or on the lathe would be to clean everything up. Now you are going to have sweepers in the classroom that will help with the floor, but everything on top of the surface is yours. You need to make sure all the equipment goes back to the original condition that it was in prior to you getting ready to use it. And so that is going to be your job when you're done. So this is the wood. It is a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.